Show some respect for that Minnesota Vikings offensive line. People often blame the offensive line for Kirk Cousins not being able to live up to his contract. And I don't disagree. The offensive line has allowed a lot of quarterback pressures, but the leading reason why Kirk can't do anything is because he sits inside the pocket, does not scramble, and accepts sacks. Every offensive line allows quarterback pressures. It's just what you do when you get pressured that makes the offensive line look bad. Dak Prescott was the most pressured quarterback in the league. He led the league in rushing yards. I mean passing yards. He led the league in passing yards. It's all because you don't have to be Lamar Jackson. You don't have to be Kyler Murray. You don't have to do that. You just got to move. You just got to move around and make plays. Kirk Cousins does not do that. It's not that he does. It's not that he can't move either. It's that he doesn't. And I've said this a lot of times. Show some respect for that Minnesota Vikings offensive line because they have looked great this year. Now I know we have had big troubles on that right guard position. Drew Samia being possibly the worst right guard in the league by far. It's not even close. And then, of course, you have Pat Elflein, who doesn't look good. This Ezra Cleveland guy played great on Sunday. Now, of course, it's one game. You can't give it a whole lot, and it is against the Packers defense. You don't expect him to be a star right guard coming out of college already. But you know who is? Riley Reiff, Garrett Bradbury, and Brian O'Neill. They are playing great this year. They are playing amazing this year. We have Dakota Dozier also, who's looking pretty good. Dakota Dozier, of course, like I've said, he is very replaceable. The Vikings need to get a replacement for Dakota Dozier as he is in his 30s, and I don't expect him to be with the team very much longer. Anyways, with that being said, Dakota Dozier looked great. He's looked great at the left guard position. You saw that game on Sunday. They used the offensive line more than they used Kirk Cousins. The Minnesota Vikings used Kirk Cousins to throw checkdown passes and screen passes. They designed so many screenplays for that Minnesota Vikings offensive line, and they came up big. Now, of course, we also have C.J. Ham, who is probably our best blocker on the team. We have Kyle Rudolph. We have Irv Smith. There's a lot of pieces that can block for the Minnesota Vikings. C.J. Ham gave Dalvin Cook a touchdown. The offensive line gave Dalvin Cook a touchdown when they rotated out for the screen pass. The offensive line needs more respect because it gets overshadowed for the amount of sacks they allowed. You look at the stat sheet. The Minnesota Vikings allow a lot of sacks. The offensive line allows a lot of sacks. And that's because Kirk allows the sacks. Kirk doesn't throw the ball away on our last resort. When he gets pressured, he just goes down. Doesn't scramble at all. I haven't seen him move outside the pocket once this season. I probably have. I just don't remember. Anyways, this is the leading reason. And this Minnesota Vikings offensive line may not be the best in the league. They may not be even top 15 in the league. They might be in the bottom half. But they are average. They are an average offensive line. And going forward, this offensive line can be amazing. Given Riley Reiff, he's going to be gone. Dakota Dozier, he will be gone. So we will need a new left tackle and left guard. Pat Elflein will possibly be a right guard going forward. Garrett Bradbury, he is our center going forward, and I am excited to see what I can see for Garrett Bradbury going forward. Brian O'Neill, he is injury prone, but still, he looks great. So those are young players right there. Brian O'Neill, Garrett Bradbury, Ezra Cleveland, we have our replacement for Riley Reiff already. Riley Reiff, I don't expect him to be with the team any more years. I would give it maybe 2 more years. They probably will trade Riley Reiff anyways, and we have his replacement, Ezra Cleveland, who looked great on Sunday. Ezra Cleveland looked amazing on Sunday, and I expect this guy to be our starting left tackle going forward. Dakota Dozier, we need a replacement for him. And when you can get these young offensive line, they're not going to be great right away. Vikings need a new quarterback. I've been saying this already. It's obvious now. Nobody can disagree. The Vikings need a new quarterback. You get a new offensive line, you get a young offensive line that can develop together, grow chemistry, because it's very important in the NFL for that offensive line to have chemistry. You can have that with the quarterback. They can develop together, and you have started a rebuild. You give whoever the quarterback's going to be, you give him a young offensive line who can develop and grow. You give them good coaching staff, and you put playmakers. We have his playmakers already. Now we don't know how long Adam Thielen and Kyle Rudolph will be with the team, but Irv Smith and Justin Jefferson are here to stay. So whoever the quarterback is, he has playmakers already right there. And Dalvin Cook, of course, he is going to still be with the team. We don't know how his season's going to go with these injuries, but still, Dalvin Cook will be good for time to come. Anyways, you have playmakers for whoever the quarterback's going to be. You have an offensive line. You just need to get a new guards. That's all you need. I don't hate Pat Elflein. Of course, I don't think Pat Elflein should be a starting right guard, but still, we saw good years from Pat Elflein. He might be able to bounce back. It's very possible. Offensive linemen can go from the worst in the league to the best in the league in one season. It's very weird how that works. So I would like to see more of Pat Elflein. I know I'm the only Minnesota Vikings fan saying that, but I would like to see more of Pat Elflein, as I do think that given with this time where he's been sitting, that he can possibly improve and become great. Because we see this with offensive linemen. We see this a lot with offensive linemen. And now, of course, he might not look good in that case. You need a new right guard. You need a new left guard, and we have a new left tackle. Now, of course, Ezra Cleveland, not going to be the best right now, although he looked great on Sunday. He was PFF's second highest graded offensive player in general. So let me know what y'all think. Are you still blaming the offensive line for Kirk's inability to live up to his contract? Because he can't. You can't do that anymore. It's we just got to move on. I've been defending Kirk for a long time. We have to move on. It's not the offensive line's fault. Yes, we have a big problem at guard. Dakota Dozier's looking fine at left guard. We need a replacement at right guard, and we have someone at left tackle to replace Riley Reiff, who is looking great right now anyways. But Riley Reiff won't be with the team for another 4 years, so we have his replacement already. Minnesota Vikings offensive line is going to grow chemistry together, develop together, and going to be a top 5 offensive line in 5 years. You heard it here first. When they have a new quarterback, you will see the offensive line was not the problem. Because whoever the new quarterback's going to be, I am sure they are better at scrambling outside the pocket than Kirk Cousins is. Let me know what y'all think.